freaking now.
Dibbs. Dibs were implied.
Implied dibs?
Yeah.
Ted, you are spitting on the grave of Sir Walter Dibbs, inventor of the dib.
First tips question of the day, sponsored by Trantolo and Trantolo. They've been fighting for you, the injured, here in Connecticut since 1938. That's 85 years, people. They are located, their law offices in Hartford, Waterbury, Bridgeport, New Haven, and Torrington. And to save some time, dial 9 after you dial 844-999-9999. What is football weather?
It's a very good question, Dibbs. I don't think people know anymore. And I think the term has changed. Football is a little bit different than what it used to be back when the term football weather came out. I heard this all weekend out the tailgates. Hey, man. Yeah, like, thanks for being here. I know it was going to be rainy. I know the weatherman tried to scare you away.
Right.
Hey, man, it's football weather. And the week before that, we kind of had a hurricane situation, a lot of wind. I was like, hey, thanks for being here. Hey, man, it's football weather. I don't think you know what football weather is.
Football weather's around 30 or sub 30.
Ooh, you're saying sub 30.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Sub 30.
Sub 30.
The leaves have fallen.
Leaves have to be off trees?
Not off trees, but they're changed colors.
Brown
brown and orange and everything. It's beautiful.
Okay.
But it's cold as hell at night. Even last night with some football weather's down in the 40s. That's football weather. So if you go to a night game, you freeze your you-know-what off. During the day, the sun will warm you up, might get to 50, might touch 50.
Okay.
Tickle 50. But when you dress for football, you're dressing where you got to protect your neck. You got to maybe have some hand warmers. I saw a young lady at the game at Rent had hand warmers up to her face. And I was like, we're getting close to football.
Okay. So you like cold in your football weather.
I'm a hunter. So I think when you're sitting in a blind trying to get foul, or if you're up in a tree stand trying to get a deer from 10 feet off the ground, you're freezing your butt off, so you have to be so warm you're sweating inside whatever you're wearing.
I need to adjust my window of degrees of temperature, I think, for football weather, because I had it a little hotter than you had it. I had it around 45 to 55.
In my mind, I see Jim Burt. I see somebody stitching up his uniform, skin tight.
See your breath weather.
You see your breath. I see these grown men putting Vaseline on their arms because they're not wearing sleeves. They're not candy butts.
So what was yours? 30 to 50 is what you were
30
saying?
to 50. 30 to 50, but it could snow. It could
want
rain.
the precipitation?
I don't, but it could. But it's overcast.
I don't want it to. To me, and you're talking to a receiver here, that's not football weather to me, sir.
Oh, bullcrap! You got to have on your little fanny pack hand warmer.
Now I think this is where the game
and
has
usually
evolved.
You put it behind your back. And then you got to go to the front and you got to put your back.
Muffs is what we called them back in the day. Yeah,
Muffy.
Had to have my own Muffy, and the older you get, the more personalized your Muffy gets.
I want to see the hardcore quarterback blowing in his hand. It's so cold, but I'm not going to put a glove on.
I hate the rain or snow. I just hate it. And it's just
you're an Indiana boy. You don't know real snow.
No, we know snow. We got the lake effect.
I lived in Cincinnati for 7 years.
Cincinnati South.
If we get 6 inches here, you get 1 inch there.
Not up north in the northern parts of Indiana, right next to the Michigan.
Lake snow.
Get that lake effect. I
snow.
hated it. Yeah. Could not stand it. And the thing is, you can't throw in it. And yes, football weather back in the day where we're busting heads and people are only running double tight T option formation. That's football weather for that time. I think now in this new millennium when we're icing up our arms for our quarterbacks that are throwing 45 times a game.
We're soft now.
That snow and rain is not football weather. That is just sloppy sloppiness.
I love the snow.
I love the snow.
Those are throwback games. It throws the game back about 40 years.
I played football one-on-one with my 2 older brothers, whoever was available in the front yard in a foot of snow. That's football weather.
When you get those snow banks up, it's like sidelines.
And our house had the hill had a little bit of a slant. We had a couple of trees that were the border, and if you were running out of bounds towards the tree line border, the out of bounds, you would slide down the hill when you got tackled.
All right, let me try to get the parameters of the Rob Dibble Show for football weather. Rule number 1, I think, can we agree on no sunshine?
No.
Sun cannot be out.
If the sun's out, you got to be able to see your breath, correct?
Sun can be out, but it's
sun
gotta
can
be
out, but you got to see your breath.
Between 30 and 50 is the temperature.
Yep.
Optional snow and rain.
Optional.
Okay, optional snow and rain.
If you're tough enough.
Here's all right. You both are saying see your breath. See your breath has to be a part of this as well.
October baseball, you got to be able to blow in your hands. Is it legal? Can I blow my hands on the dirt? Okay, go ahead.
Here's another one I put down. You must be able to eat a bowl of chili outside. Because, like, if it's really hot, you don't want that chili. If it's raining so hard that you're going to get water in your chili.
Honestly, football weather to me is going to the high school concession stand to drink some bad coffee because it's so dang cold. Mm-hmm. Or I'll drink some
the hot chocolate
that melted the plastic spoon hot. That's football weather.
Burns the top of your mouth.
Absolutely.
So hot.
You can't drink it. You just want to hold it.
Okay.
But if you do drink it, it scalds your tongue so bad you can't talk for 2 days.
Urban Dictionary, football weather associated with American football, typically harsh conditions such as cold, rainy, snowy, or windy. In a sentence, I could tell Steve wasn't a true football fan. He didn't want to go to the game at Lambeau Field in November because it was too cold, despite it being perfect football weather.
Okay, so when we played football as kids, and I'm talking about a hoodie, and a pair of jeans.
Yeah, that was like pads.
Maybe it was a little muddy because it was frosted on the top. But when you got tackled, it was like getting tackled in the parking lot. That's how hard the ground was. So whatever temperature makes the ground hard, that's football weather.
Permafrost is what you're talking about. A little tundra.
Would you agree with that, Kurt? When you played
so below freezing then?
I mean,
it's so cold. I don't want any part of your guys' football weather. Your guys' football weather is brutal.
It hurts.
I don't want it.
I mean, you can in Invincible when Vince Papale comes back after he's struggling and he plays with his boys in the rain. That's a little much. I mean, all the right moves. Tom Cruise movie when there's pouring rain. That's some football weather. But I like the cold, man. Because that's soccer. We used to play soccer in a T-shirt and shorts, dude, and it was snowing.
But the other thing with football is the snap of the hit in that cold weather. It hurts even delivering that hit because the sting is coming.
But when you took the hit, you didn't feel it until the next day because you were frozen solid.
That's one thing. Well, all right. So now we're getting into this, and if this could be a fair or foul question in football weather, staying warm, the hand muffs was one thing, but I've been to some football weather practices. The football weather you guys are talking about, peeing your pants was cool.
Peeing your pants fine.
Peeing your pants was
hands down your pants.
I remember a 6th grade practice where several of us peed in our pants.
How old were you when you were taught your armpits and your groin are the two warmest places on your body?
Probably
midget
12.
Football.
Right?
I was in midget football, and the coach would be screaming at you, "If you're cold, stick your hands down your pants." You're like, "Stick your hands down your pants."
How am I going to play that way?
Exactly. But and I was a QB growing up, so or a tight end, or you're sticking your hand down your pants. You're like, kind of, this is awkward, but it's like, oh man, it's so warm down there. Because you couldn't get to your pits, couldn't get to your armpits.
Man, those muffs were gold in high school because high school.
You're so spoiled. We didn't have muffs. We
only had 5 of them though. So 5 of us.
High school in 79, 80, 81, 82.
We had to fight over who got the muff, man. And if you weren't looking and you were putting your muff down, that thing was gone.
We didn't have hand warmers either, by the way. So the peeing in your pants was a kind of a.
It's practice pants. They're going to be washed right after practice. You should be fine. God. Make sure you take a shower.
The beating Barbara would have given me if I peed in my pants, in my tough skins.
Even in football weather?
Yeah.
She wouldn't understand.
Did you get your pants from Sears?
No,
because I did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tough skins. You're not old enough, man. How old are you?
50.
Oh crap! You're a baby. You're my wife's age.
50.
Dude, I'm
baby.
I'm 4 months away from 60. You're 50? Damn.
He's a baby.
He's a baby.
Not all highway miles either.
Your beard shows a lot of highway miles, by the way.
A lot of football weather.
A lot of football
weather in Kurt's life.
All right, Anita Marks. We'll ask Anita Marks what she thinks football weather is.
I bet she's with me on this rain stuff.
All right, Anita Marks from Daily Wager, ESPN 98.7 out of New York.